Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the podcast. This is the Rashelle Stetman podcast, and I'm going to have to get used to saying my first and last name, which is just awkward as hell for me, but I can do that. Today, we'll be going over my personal make or breaks in dating, which has been an interesting experience. I'm 33 years old, and in my 33 years of life, I've experienced a hell of a lot of weird things. So a lot of my breaks come from actual experiences I've had where I'm like, I never really thought that was going to be an issue, or I never was aware of that problem before it presented itself and I had to face it. And then my makes, some of them were like, I can't believe this has never happened to me before. I've never experienced this. What a fucking daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was awesome. So my list is like a mix of a lot of different things.
Down from the mountain, she found her true colors. Landed in Texas, but she's still drawing hollers. Rashelle's her name, and she's the real deal. But don't blink, cause the art's for real.
I'm going to start with my breaks in dating. Okay. These are like the hell no's, the like, there's no negotiating it. It's just like a fuck no for me. So one of those, the very first one, is laziness. If a man is lazy, how do you think he's going to be with you? Like, gross. This goes from career laziness where, let's say someone's even in between jobs, right? They're like, yeah, I've just not found what I want to do yet. Okay, well, what the fuck are you doing about it? Are you doing anything to figure that out? What kind of roadmap do we have here, bro? Because if you've not taken action in some form and you're, couch surfing, what the fuck am I doing here? And I've dated some guys that had no idea what they were doing in their life, and I financially supported them. So we will not be doing that again. No. So laziness is gross, and having no exciting direction. Like you don't wake up in the morning and have like a goal. I don't know what the fuck to do with that. So I'm out on that. Another way that you can identify laziness is if a man can't hold a job. And, I say a man because I love men. Okay. I am not bisexual. I like men. So that's my perspective. But these make or breaks, I feel like, could go the other way. So like, if you're gay, this could work for you. If you're straight and you're a man, this could work the other way. It's just about a person. It's things that I value in people that I think could go, any way. So the second one is if someone has victim mentality. Victim mentality to me is a disease. It is a virus that there's no cure for. Once you're around it, I feel like it submits itself in you and becomes this like cancer. It's awful because once you're around a victim a lot and you start realizing it's a cop out and how they get out of shit, it's like, what are they going to do with you? Victimhood is always, you're never at blame for anything. And I think if you can never hold yourself accountable for anything and it's always everybody else, gross. Like I can't do the victim mentality shit. A gaslighter. A gaslighter this is one of the most prominent terms, like narcissist, right? It's one of the most prominent terms in dating. Gaslighting is one of the most frustrating fucking things I've ever had done to me. And when I had it done to me and I started identifying what it was, I realized in my younger years of dating when I had done this subconsciously to other people. And I'm like, holy fuck. And it's because we learn this in so many ways growing up. So through debates, we see this in presidential debates. Instead of fucking someone answering a question, they're like, how about I don't answer your question and tell you what's wrong with you instead? And then you're focused on being on the defense instead of being on like, wait, you didn't ever answer the thing. So someone gaslights you. It's basically, if you don't know what gaslighting is, it is a form of emotional abuse and manipulation. So if I have an issue with someone and I say, hey, like this is not even an issue, but like you could bring up something that has some type of controversy with the other person. It's got a conflict. The way that that person's going to deflect on that is by telling you what's wrong with you. Actually, this is what's wrong with you. And you're like, okay, so how long have you been feeling this way? And like, I'm a concerned, empathetic person, so I'm going to go into that because I really want people to feel, you know, that they can trust me and that I am conscious of how I make people feel, etc. So I don't realize when it's being done in the past, and now I do. And I'm like, that wouldn't work for me if you're a gaslighter anymore. The tricks don't work. Okay. This is going to be controversial, and a lot of people are going to have opinion. But if you got vaxxed and you didn't question why, what in the fuck? And especially if you're like getting vaxxed now and not questioning it. Like, the government's not here for you, baby. Like, they're not trying to protect you from anything. They sure as fuck take a lot of our money. So I just think you should question what the fuck the intentions are behind why anything would be wanting to provide something to you for nothing. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, you also get a donut, I heard. Whatever. It's ridiculous. But if you are a single man with cats, what the fuck? That's going to be a hell no for me. I hate cats. I just don't like them. I think they're fucking weird. Which is strange because cats always seem to gravitate towards me in neighborhoods I've lived in. At one point, I had a whole like herd of feral cats living underneath my house. It was fucking crazy. And I don't know what that's about. I think that they're like interesting animals, very highly like intellectual, but they freak me out and they don't want me. And my dogs want me and I love them. And I love them for that like love. But a cat, they're getting on your fucking counters and shit. I am not fucking with a man who I'm going to cook meals for him and his cat's climbing on my counters. Like, ew, gross. That's going to be a no. And also, you're a single man and decided to get cats instead of a dog. But what were you thinking? Do you sit to pee too? I don't understand that. Okay, if you're a gossip, I have met men that are like, oh, like this friend and this friend, and they're all women. And I'm like, wow, this guy has a lot of female friends. But then I start like spending time with him, realizing that he's like talking badly about people. I'm like, you're fucking gossiping. It is it's an unattractive female trait to me. I don't want to be around. Why are we spending time talking about this shit? And you are a man. Be a fucking man, you know? Don't talk about people. That is just so gross. Okay, if you are a road biker, like the skinny tires and tight clothing, I can't. And the fucking shoes, when you put those on and you lace them up, what was going through your mind? Like, this is the day that I changed my life. This is the day something great is going to happen. Greatness will bestow upon me when I get on those tiny skinny tires and I show people how annoying I am on the road and that cars are constantly having anxiety around me and I am this person. I just, you know, if I knew you were a road biker before I went on a date with you, it's on me. But if I find out after, that's like some fucking sorcery. Like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, that's not cool. It's just road bikers. I wonder, why wouldn't you do anything else? Like, they're mountain biking. Like, get a thicker tire or two. It's like a weird concept to me. I'm going to take up road biking. I don't know. I don't understand. I also don't understand, how do your tires not get popped being that skinny? It feels like, and I could just pop your tire. Just by thinking about it, I think I could pop those tires. So you probably shouldn't come around me. I'm probably not your gal. If you tell me, as a professional artist, if you tell me that you're an artist too, and this has happened, they show me their work and it's bad. It's not good. I don't know what you want me to do here, but one, I cannot lie. And two, I cannot respect you anymore because it'd be one thing if you were like, in my spare time, I like to, fuck around, do some art. Okay, but let's call what it is. You're fucking around. I don't fuck around when I do art. That's what I do. Don't come to me and say I'm an artist too. It's not what you do. That'd be like me being like, I'm a singer too, to my friend Brie Bagwell, shout out, because I'm like, I just can't imagine how many times she probably has this conversation with people too, where you get it all the time in whatever industry you're in. Oh, I do that too. Oh, I know someone who does that. And then they show you their work or the other person's and you're like, and you want to be humble. You want to be kind to people. But in dating, listen, this is my choice. My dating, my choice. You know what I mean? Like, I can't lie that your art sucks and I don't know how to deal with that. I certainly cannot get down with a dude who sucks at art and thinks he's good. It's just going to be a no for me, man. Let's see. Another break for me would be if you think the government has your best interest at heart. Like they're your big brother and they love you. They just want to make you feel good. And they're going to do good things for you. And they're trying to figure out how they can make your life better. Really? I don't know what world these people live in. But with everything going on right now, it is so on the surface at this point. Like from all sides of the aisle, whichever way that you sit politically, even if you're, apolitical, how anybody could actually think that these evil little fuckers have our best interest at heart. I mean, that's insane to me. I can't fuck with that. I also, that anything, if that's your moral ground, that's like your stance on things, I'm not really sure how to talk to you about anything because that's not from a point of we can have a debate about anything. Like, I want to talk to people who have different views, but that one, we have no basis to start at. We have to start at that base to have like an intellectual conversation. Okay, another break for me would be when people just automatically, they just assume every conspiracy is insane. The word conspiracy in its true form and invention was invented by the CIA for the reason that they were like, we're going to make this seem like these motherfuckers are crazy, right? Well, yeah, you did a good job of that. For a long time, people did think chemtrails were absolutely nutso. And now it's like so out there when our snow's not melting and all the weird fucked up shit. But it's like, there are so many conspiracies flooded in, like anything. Like there's always a bad seed in pretty much every family. There's always a ingenuine person, usually in a group of like 10 or more. There's always like one person that's like, this person's a fucker. Like you've got to have discernment on what is a real true fact, what has substance behind it, and what doesn't. And a lot of conspiracies do tend to be real. There's depth behind them. There's bills that have been passed that people don't even understand throughout history. These things actually have merit. So I think when people are like, ooh, you're just a conspiracy theorist, it's like, well, like maybe let's like backtrack and try and find like the proof in the pudding kind of thing. But when people are like, absolutely not, that person's a conspiracy theorist, I'm like, I'm more worried about you that you're like still fucking asleep and you got up and thought that you picked out that outfit this morning. I don't think so. I think that you don't know how to pick out your clothes or you just look like shit. So I don't know about that. You also might sit to pee like that. Also, I always think of like these types of people who just, they like shut down things before they're even talking about anything of substance. Like you sit to pee, and I'm not talking about the ladies because like, what are we going to stand to pee? It's not going to happen. Okay. If you don't question narratives, and this goes across the board, this is like businesses you work with, this is women and men that you meet, friendships, even just interactions, brand new people that you meet in the grocery store and you think you hit it off. I'm going to question things that I talk to them about because I get starstruck at first. When I have a really great conversation with someone, I get so excited that I like connected with someone and this is just the way I am. But what I've learned over time by being brutally burned, because I'm a dumbass, I have been a dumbass. I'm trying to like work on how I talk to myself. Self-talk is like a big thing, apparently, allegedly. But I don't question narratives enough in my past that I've learned now I almost have to lead with that. Like, so like skepticism, I guess, like being skeptical about things people tell you, not just holding them at their word right away when you have nothing to back it about this person. You've not spent enough time to know that what they're saying is the actual truth, or there's like proof in what they're saying. People say a lot of shit and they don't mean it. I mean, look at politics, like for goddamn example one, like that's perfect. But question narratives of what people are saying to you, are trying to get you to back. You need to be able to sit, that needs to sit well with like your heart, your intuition, and then your logical brain. If those three do not add up, I'm not even questioning it at this point because that's the process of questioning it. I'm eliminating that as a person that I would actually hold any value behind what they tell me or what they do, because there's something there. And sometimes you don't even have to see a proof. You just know. You just know. So those are the things that I think are really attractive in me identifying in going into meeting somebody. Like, I am going to be a more attractive person if those are things that I'm aware of in meeting someone new. So breaks are important to know. My mom always used to say it's equally or more important to know what you don't like than what you do. Because what you do like, you lean into so much more. But learning what you don't like, that comes from experience, getting burned. There's factual reasons a lot of the time why. So that's kind of why I started with the breaks list here too, and why I'm trying to give like some type of explanation as to why I came up with these ones. I probably have like 100 of these, but these are ones off the cuff that I'm like, those are important to me. Those are the precursors to, like, if I don't know these before going on a date, I'm a fuck up. I have to know these. So I'm getting to know someone well enough where I see that I'm confident that, you know, maybe 7 out of 10 of these he crosses off. Now, you can't really know if someone's a gaslighter yet. You can't really know if someone maybe is lazy because you're not seeing their day-to-day. But you can identify enough and leading you to that first date yet, you know? So like, that's kind of where I'm at with this. Now, the fun part, I think, is the makes list. Just because like, I mean, it's funny to like joke about things that are like breaks, you know, like, ew, gross, like this is so gross, whatever. Like sometimes I just don't like a guy's name. It's like not cool, but I'm like, I hate that name. Or like, if he has my dad's name, fucking done. That would be another one. Let's add that to the breaks list. If your name's Greg, get the fuck out of here. And actually, my dad's first name is Joe, but no one ever called him that. So that's also out. If you're Joe or Greg, I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. Also, if your last name's Stetman, that would be too fucking weird. Like, that whole thing would just blow my mind. But, okay, the makes list. Are we ready? This had never happened to me. At least I never remembered it happening to me until I moved to the great state of Texas. I had never had a man open up my car door for me. I thought that was the sexiest thing ever. Now, do I need it done? No, but once it had been done, I'm like, how the hell do you go back? Like, it's so beautiful that a man would think to open my door. I have arms. He knows that. But if I didn't, I know this motherfucker would take care of me. And that's nice to know. It's just like pulling out your chair for a woman. Oh, fucking beautiful. It just shows this like level of care that the reason that they're like that they're courting you. You know, it's a weird fucking time. If a man pulls out your chair, you fucking sit your ass in that chair and you be grateful for it, because I went a long time and no one ever did that for me. So, you know, opening the car door and pulling out your chair, that's a hell yeah for me. Another one is like, speaking of being on a date with a man, if a guy tips well, that is beautiful. The way that a man treats other people, treats wait staff, is huge for me. And one time I was on a date with an attorney years ago in Denver, and he tipped the waitress. I mean, it was like, I don't know, less than 10% on a very large bill. And I saw it and I was like, and I went back and I paid the fucking lady. I was so embarrassed. Like, what a cheap piece of shit. That is so gross. And this guy was talking about money on the date. He was talking about how he made over 6 figures. And I'm like, well, I assumed. By the way, I know what 6 figures means. Like, what? You're not blowing my fucking mind. But you got to tip well. You tip your bartenders, you tip your wait staff. You show people you give a shit when you're taking space and time from them. Like, this is their job. Okay. This is so stupid, but for some reason, some of the smartest people can't get this right, which blows my mind. But if a man doesn't get the spelling of yours, twos, and theirs correctly when they are texting you. So they're like, I love that place too, and they spell it TWO. I'm fucking on the floor dying. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you're an engineer. How do you not know how to spell that? Like, it's TOO, you know? Like, or we're going to this place and they spell it TOO. And I'm like, no. That's too much. You know what I mean? See what I did there? That's funny. That's just stupid. Like, get your shit together. You instead of going on this date, you need to practice those. Especially, like, you know, with the apostrophe, like the you are, like, where do you put the apostrophe and when do you use it? These are things that if you don't know this, you probably said to Pete too. I'm just saying. Discernment. So I call this the bullshit radar. So if you can use great discernment, that is a skill that I don't think a lot of people genuinely possess. And the reason I say that is I think that life is going so fast and there's a lot of distraction, that discernment is a thing that is fairly hard for people to have, because you can get fooled a lot. Just like I was kind of referring to earlier, like in the past, I've been fooled by people. I've overlooked things. And I think, especially with men, like in masculinity, discernment is very sexy because it ends up being able to, that is the precursor to protecting your family, your tribe. Discernment comes down to being able to recognize threats, essentially, to you and your people. When someone is telling you they're going to do something and you can kind of discern if they really will or not. You're analyzing body language. You're analyzing the words they use, eye contact, proof of previous history of how they do the thing that they're talking about. There is a level of intuition that comes into discernment. And I think it's a lot of like spiritual discernment. And that's like intuitiveness. But also logically, where you can apply it is proof in that. So when people say, oh yeah, like, Rashelle, I can help you with your career. This is something that I'm like, God, if I have to hear this one more fucking time, people are like, give me 6 months. Give me 6 months to help you with your career. And these are people off commission, right? What they're going to do for me. They've done nothing. Nothing's happened. And my discernment was nothing because I had nothing to go off of with this one person that I have in mind. They didn't represent visual artists or anything, but if I could have gone to the backing, the physical backing of how I came to the logical discernment, that would have helped me. My discernment in the sense of emotional in this situation would have been, what did they use in their language that could change the way that I'm taking in the information to alter my understanding and sell me on something? And that is sales. And how do you get people to buy things? Sell them an experience. When you are selling me that you are going to make my career in some way, you're going to change things, you're going to make me more money, you're going to put me in rooms with people. You're selling me the experience of what it would be like if I entertained you and my job and what that'll do for me. But there's no proof or backing, and there's no history. So I have to really take as much as I can from this interaction and have discernment. I just think that in a man, it comes more naturally to have good discernment. I think women have more nurturing other capabilities that come so much more naturally to us. Discernment is so sexy, and that's why I go a little bit more in detail on this one. And, you know, in a lot of situations where threat could be involved, it's very important that a man has discernment. A free thinker. That is tough because we are in the age of extreme AI and, you know, fake news, false narratives. And I say false prophets because there is a lot that's being thrown at us all the time. And I think a man who is a free thinker is going to feel a certain way about something. Then they're going to go, okay, from feeling this way, I'm going to go to the opposite end of what that topic is, and I'm going to research that, and I'm going to find all the links in between to make sure that I actually do feel this way about this. Free thinking takes research. It takes actual experience from life, research of your own, and being able to discern from that research where your ability to take that information and formulate an opinion lies. So a free thinker is extremely sexy to me. And we're constantly inundated with information. And I think when you're told, so-and-so said this about you, a free thinker would question, why the fuck is this person telling me this? I immediately question the person saying it because I'm like, well, what's your reasoning for wanting to fuck my day up? Like, why would you want to tell me that so-and-so said some bad shit? You have to free think about like every situation as it comes to you. It's not just what it is, it's how you perceive it. And a free thinker will go beyond just the situation and analyze, and it becomes easier the more you do it. But when I see that in a man, I'm like, oh, that's fucking hot. You know, it's just like sexy to me. Okay, number 6 on my list is a man who does what he says he'll do, meaning he's a man of his word and holds himself accountable. Oh my goodness, is this not one of the most important themes of my fucking life right now, that people just in my life genuinely don't do this often? And I have some incredible people I've never had this issue with. And then I have some people I'm like, you never do what you say you'll do. And actually, it's because I have dealt with this bullshit for so long. You haven't had to, because I'm not holding you accountable. But if a person has to have you hold them accountable, they're not holding themselves accountable. And that is an unsafe person to have in life because you can't count on them. So whatever they say that they'll do for you, honey, they're probably not going to do it unless they feel like it. It's kind of like life is going to be on their terms. And that's a selfish fucker to me. Like, I fuck that. Like, I don't operate like that. I don't want to be with someone like that. I think that's gross. So I'm good on that. That's like a booger I flick off my finger. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Motivated and goal-oriented is a must for me. I wake up in the morning and I get excited for what I'm going to draw that day and what tasks and more lists I can make. Because even when I'm off in life, like I'm low or I'm feeling weird or I feel like my direction's changed, I don't think I've ever hit a point of having no motivation. Like, I don't want to find a direction. I don't want to figure out what the next thing is. And as soon as I figure it out, which takes me like about 10 seconds, I'm so excited about it. I want to be with someone that genuinely is that way. They crave the feeling of motivation because it's purpose and it's beautiful. Like, that is so sexy to a woman. That is a guy that, to me, that's a guy that backs with confidence because he feels that in himself. He feels capable and he feels motivated. And you know what? It's okay if your dreams and goals scare the shit out of you. That's how you know that they're good ones. You know, they're not, what are you going to be goal oriented with pussy ass fucking bullshit? No, you're going to be goal oriented with things that seem out of reach, that scare the shit out of you. Those are the people, to me, that are attractive. So goal oriented, motivated people. Also, for me, and I'm careful to say this wrong, I've never figured out the right language for this, but a make for me, like one thing that is just sexy and kind of like, I can't, if you don't believe in anything beyond humans, I mean, some days I don't even believe in humans, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I need someone who believes in a higher power of some realm. I believe in God. I am Christian, but I am very I'm very open. I'm very accepting of people believing in something else. I don't give a shit if you don't have it all figured out because, to be honest, people who are like highly religious, I'm like, but were you there? Like, do you know? None of us do. That's the beautiful part about this because it lives in you. It's like something that helps your moral compass in life. I feel like when you believe in nothing, that is a very difficult place for me to feel like I can be romantically involved with you. Because I want to feel that it is divinely guided when I end up with someone, that their belief and their faith in meeting me finding them, us finding each other, that played a part in it. And so if somebody was like, no, there's nothing, I'm like, okay, I don't know how to talk to you because I just feel like there's a lot that I have to say on the other realm of things. I don't know how to talk to someone that believes in nothing. Also, kind of a negative stance in my feeling to have on life. Like, you think we're the best? I think humans are like, that's scary if you think that like, this is it, it's us. Energy doesn't die. So somebody explain this to me who believes in nothing, how that makes any sense. I can't work with that. So believing in a higher power, to me, it's like, how can you say that karma, I've met people who are like, they believe in nothing, and they're pretty negative people the ones that I've met. I actually know some that aren't, but I do believe that it helps you be a better person. It motivates you to be a better person because it gives you more of a moral compass. So if that's all it does, that's a beautiful thing to be able to gain, you know? So I just don't see the point in being like, there's fucking nothing. It's like, God, get out of here. Okay. One that's huge to me is seeing that a man has kindness. And I don't mean kindness for you. I mean recognizing it and how they operate in the world. So pay attention to when you go to the grocery store with a man. Do they hold the door for people behind them? Are they aware of when they see an elderly person carrying groceries that they go offer to help them with them? They open the doors for them. The way that they address the checkout clerk. Do they ask how her day is? Like, I want someone who's genuinely kind for nothing in return, because that shows that they're going to be thoughtful and kind to you, no doubt. But how a person is with other people that they gain nothing from, that they expect nothing from, that is a very good person. And to me, that goes a long way. So that's a really big one for me. Another really big one that I cannot waver on, my mom has a bumper sticker on her car that says, "I see stupid people." She's so funny. Intelligence. If you are not intelligent, I can sniff that shit out in probably less than 30 seconds, either by the way that you speak, what you're talking about, the way that you operate and hold space in a room. There's so many different things. Or if you're very closed off and negative, to me that comes off unintelligent, because it's not intelligent to operate negatively. Now, if you're in a negative place that day, maybe that's just that day. But like the whole fucking day. Also, if I spent the whole day with a negative person, what the hell am I doing in life? Like, something's wrong with me that day. But intelligence, the way that I kind of devise like how to articulate if someone's intelligent, it comes from life experience. So when someone's had pretty broad life experiences, I find they're more intelligent because they have more experience that creates wisdom, and wisdom provides a level of intelligence that you can't get learning in a classroom. You can't get learning from your parents or examples. They're actual experiences, and you're taking wisdom from that. You're also probably taking in a level of like trauma and all kinds of other shit, but also the way that that person, and if they're bad, they're harsh experiences, very real experiences that people have, there is a level of intelligence that comes from that person because they lived through it, they survived. So this is something that you really gain around being around people who have gone through tough shit. It's amazing the level of intelligence they have to have survived those things. Also, their own research to acquire that intelligence is huge. When I know that someone went out of their way beyond schooling, beyond experiences to learn new things, that is sexy. Like, I have spent a lot of time in the last couple years. I mean, mostly since I was like 20, I've been very, very deep into like politics and understanding structures of how all this works. But for me, that had nothing to do with the schooling I was doing or the career I was building. I mean, politics does come into career, but I really just wanted to understand things that helped me see the world the way that it functions and then understand my place in it. And then I started going deeper and deeper and deeper. And then I was like in one rabbit hole after another. But you know what that did? It made me, in a lot of rooms, the most intelligent person in the room. And I can honestly say that because of how many people have said that who don't expect it, because it's not art. It's not the things that I show. But when I'm drawing for hours, I am researching and listening to videos, learning about, economic systems and how things operate in the world, and then being able to scale back, like, what is my piece and us as the people? How do we play a role in how this system works? So to me, it's incredibly impressive to me when people do their own research and they go to sources that are directly against the person who's reporting here, so they can really get a whole well-rounded view of what they're learning to really understand where that discernment tells them they sit with it. Again, there's a lot of fake information, so you have to be very, very smart with where you gain the actual proof, I do feel like intelligent people are so much more fun to have conversations with. They're so much more fun to disagree with, because a disagreement doesn't have to be an argument. An intelligent person has a way, there's a grace and a poise to how they have what could be an argument is a debate. What could be an issue is a negotiation. And you find that intelligent people make you level up. You get more intelligent when you surround yourself with intelligence. So an intelligent man to a woman is fucking sexy, you know? It's just hot. And the very last one that is my absolute make or break is if a man is a protector. If I feel a man cannot protect me, which I have, bye, bro. Like, I cannot. I will tell you, recently, this is about several months ago, I had a very scary situation, and there was a stalker situation, and the guy that I was dating did not get up and grab my gun, which I thought was very strange. He didn't even get up when the person showed up at my house at night. I mean, didn't get his ass off the bed, didn't sit up. It was fucking strange to me. And I'm like Rambo out here. Like, I got up, I get the mag, I put it in, and I'm like, I get to the door and I look at this motherfucker and I go, be a man. And I felt so bad because I'm so fucking nice and this is something I'm trying to work on. But after I said it, I felt so guilty. But that really is a make or break. If a woman doesn't feel safe with a man is supposed to protect. I will make you your fucking amazing food. I will love to nurture and care and just pour love into a relationship. But if I don't feel protected, my guard is up. When a woman's guard is up, you know what happens? There is resistance. There's like this wall that you can't break down because that bitch feels like she's got to protect herself. And guess what? You're on the other side of the wall. You've got to protect your woman. It is like such an important piece to how women are softened. So to me, I am always having to protect myself. If I'm with a man and I don't feel like you can protect me or you want to, you're going to have to go. And like, I'm probably saying this to people who mostly aren't like that, but it was so shocking to me, that situation several months back, because you just don't see it coming until you get in certain situations. But other acts that are like less intense than that would be like when you're walking with a man. Like the other night I was in Austin and I'm like walking with a couple buddies, and one of the guys literally makes sure every time we're walking on the street that I'm on the inside of what's not by the street. He's on the outside near the cars. Every single time. This is not someone I'm dating. This is a friend. If he did that, like, I notice it. I'm like, that is so fucking nice. But it's not nice. It's protector. And that's sexy. Gotta say, it was a good move for him. But those are my make or breaks. And, you know, I have so many, but I think those are like a very good like starting point with where I'm at in life and what I've noticed. And they mostly are like spiritual and like how it's like spiritual mindfulness and how you see that play in action, physical form, you know? So really it's common sense. A lot of it is common sense, but I think that we're so distracted and inundated with stuff that sometimes explaining this it helps maybe women who are not realizing that they weren't making these make or breaks, or maybe men who aren't realizing that these are really important to a lot of women. A lot of women I know, these are make or breaks, but we don't voice them a lot. So there's reasons why I really wanted to make this an episode, because I think that, you know, funniness aside, like, because some of them are just fucking funny and those are just my personal ones. I really think that this is like, it comes to genuine connection, and how can we get people to connect again? Women need to voice this to like have men know like this is what we're looking for. And, you know, again, this can go either way, but that's kind of my 2 cents on the make or breaks for now. We are still looking for sponsors. This is, you know, one of the first episodes. So it's very exciting, and we're going to be going over a lot of topics. But if you are interested in being a sponsor, there's a email, I think right here, that my producer is going to drop in here. I'm not really sure how this works, but please email us. Let us know how you want to be involved, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the show, like, subscribe, share it with a friend. Anything helps. I am so excited to have you guys here. This has been a blast starting out, and I can't wait to release more episodes.
Rashelle's her name, and she's the real deal. But don't blink,